Okay, so we're going to move on here, and we are going to work on the T block. So a T block's another shape that's 8 inches, another shape that's 5 inches. So we're going to find the center the same way we did with the H block, and then we will draft this up. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and 1, 2, 3 lines. So it's actually one less line than we drew for the H block. So let's zoom out here. Got our paper. Square it in the frame a little better. All right. So once again, I'm going to start with a construction line. Super light. I'm going to make an X to find the center. I have far fewer lines than I did last time, but there's the X to find the center. We are once again going to be dealing with something that is 8 long. So the length is 8, so I'm going to put the 4 in the center. And I'm going to make a mark right here for 0. And the dimensions on the T block are as follows. 1.5. So 1 8/16, and 8. So those are our vertical lines. So we had the 4 is the center. That goes right in the middle. 0 is going to be where we're starting. And then from 0, we're going to go 1.5 and 8. And we're going to make those 2 lines. So moving my T-square up, I'm going to make my construction lines super light. 1, 2, and 3. So there we go for that. Alrighty. Now the height of this T block is 5. So once again, I'm going to take my ruler here. I'm going to set the 2.5 in the middle. So 2.5 in the middle. And then I'm going to go up to the 0 here, make a mark. And then my measurements, I'm going to have one at 5. So I've got the 0 and the 5. It's 2.5 in the middle. And then it looks like the gap here is 1.5. It's not giving me from the end. So we got to do some math quick. 2.5 and then 1.5. So that's 3/4 each way. So I'm going to do 1 3/4 on this side. And then I'm going to do 3 1/4 on this side. So this is trickier measurements than the last one. So we've got 0, 1 3/4, 3 3/4, and 5. And a good way to check is this gap here should be 1.5. So I move the ruler down, and it is in fact 1.5. Okay. So with these lines, I don't actually have to make these all the way across. I know the top and the bottom one are just over here, so I'm just going to make a light line there. And I'm just going to make a light line here for those top and the bottom ones. And then these ones are going kind of between here and here. So I'm going to mark these 2 out. So I'm not making as many lines, trying to save myself a little erasing. And from here I can go in and I can actually start adding in my object lines. Now I always, if I'm not doing this for the video, I always do most of my erasing to start. And then I do my object lines. This ensures I'm not doing any object lines where I shouldn't be. But for the sake of the video and the relative simpleness of this drawing, I am confident that I'm going to get it right. So there's all my horizontals. Come in here and I'll do my verticals quick. 1, 2, and then 3. All right. So there's the T block. Once again, we had our 1/8 inch guidelines in here. Guidelines are just like construction lines, keeping things neat and orderly. And we're going to call this one the T block. So the T block. All right. And your name. Remembering always to capitalize and center the date. And period is 0. That's period. And at this point, just like I did in all videos past, this is the point where we go in and you just start getting rid of these construction lines. Okay? Once you get rid of the construction lines, you'll be good to hand your drawing in. All right. If you're ever worried about getting too close to an edge, you can grab a piece of paper and just bring it over the edge and use it as an eraser shield. There's a cheap eraser shield, so you don't got to worry about removing any of your lines. So that's all for today. Here's the T-block. Good luck.